Alright, now we're getting into the aquatic ecosystems. We've finished up with the terrestrial, and now we're going to be going under the sea. Alright, in your aquatic ecosystems, you have your freshwater, which contain your rivers and streams, lakes and ponds, marshes and swamps. You have your estuaries, which are your salt marshes and mangrove forests, and then we'll get into the marine ecosystems. So if we look at the distribution of the different water ecosystems, yeah, you can see in the light blue is the marine, but a little bit darker, you have the lakes, the freshwater. Okay, you can see that here. And then you have your rivers, which are the blue streams. You can see it's almost like a vein system yeah, through the different land areas. And then the red, looking at coral reefs, and then orange, mangroves. In aquatic ecosystems, living things tend to be distributed by light, how much light is available, and as you go farther down and down, the intensity of light is less and less. Mineral and nutrient concentration, salinity, the amount of salt concentration, and then also waves and currents. The different types of life that you can find: plankton, all right, which are microscopic weak swimmers. You have phytoplankton, that plant plankton, that tend to do photosynthesis. You can also have cyanobacteria and algae, are different types of phytoplankton. You have zooplankton, which are the non-photosynthetic, like protozoan or tiny shrimp-like crustaceans and larvae. Nekton, which are my swimmers. All right, it's kind of a fun word, nekton. Like fish, turtles, and whales. And then benthos. All right, these are the bottom dwellers. These are the guys that you find at the bottom of the different aquatic ecosystems, like sponges, oysters, barnacles, crawfish, clams, echinoderms. So if we look at our typical aquatic food chain or food web, you can see down here your detritus or your organic matter and your benthic microorganisms. Tend to have at top your producers, your phytoplankton, because you have the most amount of concentration of sun up top, and then from there your primary consumers, secondary consumers, and you can get this cycling of different organic matter and nutrients as things die and go down below, and then ocean currents bringing it up. And what's that called when it brings it up? Yeah, upwelling. So looking at a food web, or a typical food web of aquatic organisms. So streams and rivers with fresh water. These are your flowing ecosystems. And a typical sequence of your river, and each box should be an arrow pointing this way. So I'm going to go ahead and draw all these in real quick. There we go. Starting out with the source. Tends to be your precipitation at a higher elevation. Alright? And then it goes to the headstream. And that headstream is that fast-moving water as it flows from that higher elevation down below. You can get waterfalls where you get a drop-off in elevation, very rapid. And then you get rapids, which is a little bit steeper, less steep. I'm sorry, this is the most steep, less steep movement of water. Tributaries, which you have here. Floodplains, which these areas can, this is where flooding occurs, but you have, depending on your source and how much is coming down, you can have these areas expand quite rapidly and or greatly, depending on the source. Meanders, as it meander. And then salt marshes as you get down towards your mouth and your delta to the ocean.